You ought to be ashamed of yourself. You sick. Hey, how y'all doing? Welcome back. If you're new to my channel, go ahead and hit subscribe in the bottom right corner. And if you already you've been here, you know what to do. Go ahead and grab your plate and come on back. For those of y'all who don't know, go grab your plate and then come on back, and we're gonna get into the seafood boil. So just like the title says, this is my first time trying king crab, and I'm so excited. So I'm gonna go ahead and get into it. Cause I got some things on my chest I need to get off. But y'all came here for the food, so I'm gonna go ahead and get started on this food first. Alright? Alright. Heavenly Father, we thank you for these and all other blessings with daily to Christ. Amen. Yes. So I'm really excited, y'all. I'm gonna start with an egg first. Oh, still piping hot. Yeah. Y'all, we got some cream crab, some mussels, shrimp, eggs, corn, little cucumber. I'm so excited to try this. Like, I've never. Ooh. Okay. Yeah, see that? I've never had king crab before. And I've been meaning to try it, but every time I went to go look for it, they ain't have it. And I randomly came across it in Publix the other day, looking for some lobster tail for a different video. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yes, ma'am. These things are prickly, but shoot, we gonna get into it anyway. Ooh. Oh. These things ain't no pump. Not even a little bit. Ooh, ooh, that hurt. That hurt. Yep. Oh, that banana bit. Okay. Okay. But it's something in this knuckle, though. And I don't know if it's actually called the knuckle, but that's what I call it. Ooh. I might be able to just push that out, but there's something so satisfying about cracking open. Ouch. Cracking open the shell. Ooh. Okay. I don't know what that is. We're gonna take that off though. That do not look cute. Let me know in the comments what y'all eating on. What's on y'all plate today? Ooh, baby. Mm. 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 Everything about there is busting. I mean, anything I cook gonna be busting. Period. Cause I can cook. But I bought some of that Smack Your Mama's seasoning. When I tell y'all it's a game changer. Huh. This Slap Your Mama. I had it before when I was in New Orleans. But I've never seen it here in Georgia until recently. Mmm. And maybe it's always been here. And I just ain't never seen it. Wow. I see that. I feel like they don't look that big to y'all. They look big to me though. These are the super colossal ones. Mmm. Mmm. This is so good. Got some cucumber. If I don't do nothing else, I eat my fruit and vegetables and drink my water. I'm a smoothie. You are what you eat, baby. Mm. Say that, bad boy. Oh. Ooh. Oh, yes, ma'am. Oh, this is so beautiful. Like, now I understand why people. Y'all see that? I gotta get my lemon rain. Cause this is one of those beloved moments where I just knew, like, I mean, I usually keep my lemon, but when I just know to stop and get, y'all see that? I hope y'all can see that. Huh. Take a bite. The spikes, they hurt, but they're not as bad as I thought they were. It's like, I don't need no gloves to eat them, but I gotta remind myself to be careful. Y'all, this will be in the title because this just came to me. Let me get me some water first because I'm gonna be mad when I talk about this. I need to be thirsty too. Ooh! Baby, yes. This water. Drink y'all water. I know some of y'all don't drink water, and that's a shame, especially if you're grown. Drink water. Make that part of your routine. Y'all be out here. You know what? I'm gonna be good. We is on YouTube. See, I be forgetting that camera there. Or it's easy for me to forget. That means I need to avoid saying on camera. But I'm finna get into is this toxic masculinity. Lil Boosie, I'm talking to you. You trash for what you did to your son. Trash. You know. Some of y'all, I'm sure a lot of y'all probably know what I'm talking about. But for those of you who don't, I didn't even watch the video. I saw the caption. And that was enough for me, and I was royally disgusted. Shoot. If you're curious, Google Lil Boosie. I'm sure it'll pop up. But anywho, he was on, I want to say Instagram Live or some social media platform. And he was just out here bragging about, like, how he paid these grown women to perform some sexual acts on his 12-year-old child. First of all, you know, for those of y'all who new to my channel, and you don't already know this, I'm a whole counselor, professional counselor. I got a whole master's degree in professional counseling. I'm working on my specialist now, as we speak. And I will be starting my PhD probably a year from now, if not sooner. So, you know, and I'm a practicing school counselor too. I'm just not somebody who has a degree and it, you know, collects dust. I'm actually using mine. I know for a fact what he did, assuming it's true, and I have a, because it's him, I wouldn't put it past him. That's definitely that's child abuse. Sexual abuse. If we're gonna get technical. So, I'm a mandated reporter. So, this is probably something I need to report. I just don't know about how I should go about doing that. Because it's not somebody I know. I'm gonna ask around and find out. Consult with some colleagues. But I know for a fact that's child abuse, sexual abuse. But the effed up part about this whole thing is you a black father, Lil Boosie, and I'm talking to you directly. You ought to be ashamed of yourself. It's enough stuff in this world black and brown little boys and girls have to deal with than, you know, just because of who they are and the skin they was born into. They got enough to deal with in this world to have to worry about their fathers, quote unquote, their fathers sexual abusing them or paying people to do it. Just sickening. And you Boosie, and he so-called did it in the name of trying to make his son and whoever else involved. There are some people saying his nephews may have been out involved. I don't know. I ain't gonna say that because I didn't actually read it myself to know for certain what was said out. And that's how rumors get started. But in the name of trying to make this boy into a man, you think some grown woman doing Lord knows who knows what, putting their hands and their other body parts on this little boy is gonna make him a man? Let me ask you a question. Maybe you got a little girl. If you don't, you got a niece. You know somebody, your mama. Would you pay a grown man to do the same thing to your daughter, to your mama, to your sister? I doubt it. You ought to be ashamed of yourself. You sick. And those of y'all who supporting him, y'all are sick too. You are. And y'all are part of the problem. We are so quick as people to say things about the white man did this or the white man doing this. You know. And a lot of those things is real. Systemic oppression and racism, all the things, prison to school, school to prison pipeline, all that stuff is very real. You know, I get there are some things that systemically we do have to deal with as people, but you know what, this stuff that these other black men, not just black men period, y'all, these toxic masculine individuals, y'all are worse. Y'all so much worse. And y'all gonna be the downfall of us as a people. Because you out here doing stuff like that. I was so disgusted by some of the comments I read from people via Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. And the worst part is some of y'all people support him. And y'all think what he's doing is okay. I don't see so much stuff about I'd rather do what he did than let my child grow up gay. You know how you sound. Like a monster. The pedophile that you are. I said it. Y'all are sick. Contrary to what y'all believe, you have no control over what your child is going to be or identify as. Whether they straight, lesbian, bisexual, pansexual, asexual, a unicorn, whatever it is that they are, you got this much control over what that child is going to do. That's period. There's no question about that. That's it. That's all it is. You have control over what your child is doing while they're in your care right now. When that child is grown, or if they, run away, Lord forbid, or shoot, if Child Protective Service come take them away, and in this case, I'm hoping they do, Lil Boosie, because you don't need to have no kids. You don't need to be around minors, period. I don't trust you. But y'all people really out here think you paying somebody to sexually abuse your child is going to make them straight, or it's going to make them a man. First of all, a convicted felon, you are probably the last person I would want to teach my child about what it means to be a man. It ain't even the fact that you a felon, because I have friends that are definitely, that have been through the justice system, relatives. I'm no stranger to it. Shoot, I'm from Atlanta, the hood. None of this is new to me. But you did time. I don't even know why, because you're relevant to me. But you did some time. But you think you teaching your child to be a man means him doing whatever with some grown woman? That makes him being a man? Him looking to see what you did? That makes him man? Please. Please. Being a man ain't got nothing to do about what's between your legs, or who's between them, for that matter. Being a man is based on the choices that you make, the integrity that you have, the reputation that your name is attached to. Being a man is about being resilient, respecting people. I'm not just gonna say treat women right, because not all men like women, contrary to what y'all believe. Treating people right with respect, especially our black women, the number one neglected population in the U.S. I say America, but in the U.S. These kids got enough to deal with. Let these kids be kids. When I was younger, my mom was so overprotective. Well, I didn't say overprotective. She was very protective. But because she knew what was going on in these streets. What kind of stuff happened in my own family, in my own neighborhood. Y'all don't even get me started on that. We real quick to throw the gay child out on the streets, but we're gonna keep the family child molester a secret. You ought to be ashamed of yourself if that's what you're doing. Shame of yourself. Y'all, that just make me so mad. He paid somebody to sexually abuse that boy. And then get on Instagram like it's cute. Man, I hope they lock your behind up again. And they keep your butt in there. As one black man to another, we got to do better. And I never want to see somebody locked away, especially somebody that looked like me. But when y'all out here sexually abusing kids, abusing women, disrespecting folks, hurting people, shoot, y'all can be locked up in the key throw away. I could care less. I said what I said. That make no sense. And Lord forbid that boy You know, this ain't got to do with his sexuality. It ain't got nothing to do with that. But these are the examples you send for him. For all the kids you are unfortunately have access to. That boy's gonna be so traumatized. If he ain't already. That's hurt. If he ain't already. I ain't even gonna get into my own personal stuff because I ain't finna well shoot, because honestly somebody may need to hear this. I was sexually abused as a child. I was. And now I'm thinking about it. Not much younger than what his child is. I think his son is 12. Not much younger than that. And you know, I didn't know. I knew what happened was wrong. I knew that. But you know, me at the time, I ain't tell nobody. You know, I didn't really think it was I knew it was wrong, but I couldn't really say it was wrong because this was also a grown woman, you know, for that matter, doing what she did. You know, it's kind of blocked out in my mind, and I didn't tell a soul until I was in college. I think I might have been 22 or 23 before I finally. I might have been younger because I was in undergrad. Grown, and I didn't realize what kind of damage that experience had on me until it was too late. You know. Oh, that's beautiful. So you know, and at that point I was grown. And I knew then it was wrong, but I was afraid to tell anybody. Because, you know, there's something else in the world we live in. We live in a culture where people are sexually abused, assaulted all the time. And that's an issue in itself. That's problematic. But we also live in a world where we like to shame women and blame them for the reason why they are assaulted. We like to blame the women for what they was wearing. Oh, you led him on. Oh, you did this. You shouldn't have done that. He shouldn't have put his Let me be quiet. See, this is why I didn't want to speak on this because I'm getting mad. He shouldn't have put his darn hands on her. Period. I don't care if that woman run down the street buck naked with nothing on but her toenails and her skin. That don't give no man the right to put his hands on her. It don't. And if you disagree, you can choke. You can choke. But you know, aside from that, we live in a world where we can't we shame men coming forward about that kind of thing. Because now we question his manhood. There's so many men assaulted every day and don't say nothing to nobody. And unfortunately, I'm one of those people. You know, aside from what happened to me, and I can say this now because I've dealt with it and I've had time to deal with it and grieve it and mourn it. But you know, I was raped. Yeah. As an adult. I couldn't have been no more than 19 or 20. I wasn't even old enough to drink. Some grown man had the audacity, the nerve to put his hands on me. I didn't say nothing to nobody. I didn't know how to. What are people gonna think? Am I gonna be blamed for it? It was embarrassing. It was traumatizing. You know, all these things. I felt a lot of things. It took me almost 2 years of dealing with that mess on my own before I even acknowledged the fact that it happened. And I ain't gonna go too deep into this right now, because that's not what this video is about. I'm okay. For those of y'all who you know, are concerned right now, I'm okay, I promise you. I've had time to deal with this and work through it. But it was 2 years later, and I finally wrote about it, because I still wasn't trying to tell nobody that had happened to me. In the middle of finals week. Who's trying to hear that? I didn't think nobody wanted to hear it. But I just happened to be writing about it. I had just started grad school. And me being absent-minded, I left my paper on my computer open. My sister was my roommate at the time. And she stumbled across my paper. And she read it. And that was the first time anybody had ever known what had happened to me. And it wasn't because I said anything. She found out. I think she was meant to find out. You know. But all of that to say, men and women deal with these kind of things all the time. You know, just from the messed up parts of the life we live right now. Because we make that stuff normal. And it ain't. My heart hurts for that little boy. And what other, and any other child that may have been involved. It's one thing for somebody to just do it to you. That's jacked up in itself. But when the person who's supposed to be your protector, be the one who looks out for you, be the one who's supposed to put their life on the line for you, when they're the ones who are doing these things to you, that's a different kind of scar. A different kind of cut. And for those of y'all who feel what I'm saying, you really feel it. I know you do. I'm going to say it one more time. It's one thing for you to experience that, period. It's messed up. It's traumatizing. It's jacked up. It's going to have effects on you. But when the person who's supposed to protect you is the one doing it. Lil Boosie, you trash. That's the only way I can even describe you right now. And that word don't even do it justice. But you are trash. You are. I don't say that about a lot of people. But when I do, I mean it. This makes me so upset. I had been avoiding even talking about this all this time. But I'm just like, me not talking about it ain't gonna make these things go away. And the platform that I have right now, you know, it's growing. That's for sure. But regardless, this video, I hope somebody heard something they needed to hear from this. If this give you the courage to say something, if this give you the courage to stop somebody from doing the things that they doing that is child abuse. You know, I don't know who's gonna see this video or why you're meant to see it. But I felt like I had a duty to speak on it as much as I was trying to run away from it. It don't make no sense. These kids got enough to deal with. We got people getting shot just jogging, trying to stay in shape, get their body right, relax. I don't know why that man was out there jogging, but he was jogging, minding his business, and then he was hunted and shot. And it took months for the world to even catch on that it even happened. You know, jogging while black. Apparently that's a crime now too. But now we got to worry about our daddies, uncles, mamas, because it ain't just men that do these things. Women do them too. Know that. But it's like now we got to worry about the people that's sworn to protect us into doing stuff to us. Because they quote unquote trying to make us a man. When they ain't a man themselves. How you going to teach somebody to be something that you ain't? Riddle me that. You ain't no man. Maybe physically, you know, maybe you got the anatomy. That'll make you no man, though. It don't. Because you got a little clout, a little fame. This what you want to be famous for? But you gonna make him into a man. You gonna make him into something that you ain't. That don't even make sense. You can't give somebody something you ain't got. So how you gonna make this boy into something that you ain't? And those of y'all who out here supporting that man, oh. See, the worst part about it is, I knew people felt this way. I got social media. I can read. Shoot. I'm black. And I'm gay. Pansexuals, more specifically. But, you know, so I'm not dumb or blind to any of the things that people are thinking or doing. I'm not. But, you know, the worst part about Lil Boosie doing this, the worst part about it is, no matter how I feel about him as a person, you know, as a human being, and I'm disgusted for those of y'all who weren't even, you know, who might have been a little confused. I'm disgusted with this man. But, you know, he's an influencer nonetheless. So, when he say things or do certain things to other people, they hear it as, that's right, this is what I need to be doing. Because Lil Boosie said it. But Lil Boosie ain't no good example for nobody. I wouldn't even let that man take care of my plants. There's some of y'all out here, I ain't raised no gay child. Okay. If your child's gay, they're going to be gay with or without you. The sad thing is, especially these black and brown little boys, because we don't live in a world where it's okay for them to explore identity without being labeled. Girls can do it all day long, and it's a phase. Oh, it's acceptable. A black boy do it, or a man do it, period. Child, please. Well, that's where we live in. Grown men and women out here willing to disown their child, throw them on the street, willing to sexually abuse them or pay somebody else to do it. We're okay with that instead of dealing with the fact that our child may or may not be gay. Baby, I wouldn't even supposed to went into all this. But you know, sometimes you just gotta let Lord use you. Speak to somebody. Tear some meat in that. And to D Wade, who out here loving his daughter for the amazing individual that she is, I applaud you. We need more black men like you. Leaders. People like Lil Boosie. A grown little boy that got a lot of issues and a lot of growing up to do. Gab Union and D Wade. Y'all are amazing people. And your daughter is so lucky to have y'all, because she can grow even in a world that, you know, isn't prepared for her just yet. And I have faith that by the time she's grown, we'll be in a better place, at least a little bit. But, you know, with all the crazy going on in the world, at least that child, that one child knows they can be themselves, and their mom and daddy is going to love them regardless. You know, ain't going to treat them weird, ain't going to belittle them, disown them, abuse them. They know that they safe in their home. And that's how it should be. I know for a fact he wouldn't do that for a little girl, to his little girl, if he had one. You would pay some grown man to come make her to a woman. Okay. Okay. It don't make no sense. It really don't. And for the women who did that, I have no words for y'all. I'll tell you one thing though. I ain't gonna say the place on this camera, but I think me and you both know where I'm talking about. The underworld with the fiery pits of you know where. Y'all going on a scholarship. So, Leah, it's one thing for this jacked up, ignorant man to, you know, elicit y'all services. And I don't not know about the hustle. If that's what if using your body pays your bills, do that. If it works for you. If you ain't hurt nobody, hurt no kids, do what you want to do. But for y'all to willingly do what you did to a child, as two women who live in a world where even if these things haven't happened to you, you know the dangers and risks that women have to, you know, that they live in from day to day. So for y'all to willingly do that for a couple of dollars, classless, trashy, just like him, and you going, you know where, on a scholarship. And I ain't condemning nobody, because in the day, the up down, they got the final say so. But don't get up there and get surprised when they say turn your butt around. Don't be surprised. Remember this moment. Or that moment when you did what you did. Don't be surprised. So disheartening. You willingly did that to a child. I'm gonna get off of this conversation because I said what I needed to say and I feel so much better. But also, I'm not gonna keep entertaining this travesty of a failed attempt into turning a boy into a man, quote unquote. We got this clown trying to show a child how to be a man. You can't show him nothing but how to be a clown or a toxic individual like yourself. That's the only thing you can teach that boy. You know, I spend my life dealing with this every single day. Because like I said, I'm a counselor. I'm certified to counsel kids P through 12. That means preschool all the way up through 12th grade. I've been certified. And I'm pretty good at what I do. I know that. I'm good at what I do because I've had certain experiences that allowed me to see the world through multiple different lenses. And my identity, as complex as it is, it allows me to see the world and the way it functions through multiple different lenses. So, you know, every day I'm talking to kids who are thinking about killing themselves, kids that have been abused, you know, kids that are thinking about killing other people. I've definitely had a couple of those too, at least 2 in this school year alone. But you know, kids that walking down the hall, you would never know what they was dealing with. Y'all wouldn't. I know because I'm the counselor and kids tell me stuff. Or even if the child don't tell me now, I'm always working hand in hand with my school social worker and defects. I'm thinking of one girl's face in my mind right now. And it's not because her situation was worse than anybody else. This child sticks out in my mind because she's an example of so many kids like her, like me. This girl, I knew who she was. I knew she didn't talk much. I knew that. I just never really know why. So she flew under what we call the radar. She flew low under the radar. You know, she don't really bring a lot of attention to herself. I will never forget the day Defects came to my office to talk to me and her. Because apparently she was being sexually abused. She was being raped. I'm going to call it what it was. She was being raped repeatedly by somebody she knew. And it's usually somebody that people know. Not all the time, but usually. She was being raped by this man who her mama was with. And that was jacked up. But mom knew it was happening. And then she told this child she didn't believe her. So that girl's face is burned in the back of my eyeballs. Because I'm always thinking about her and how many other kids out here that are dealing with stuff that don't nobody know because kids just resilient that way. And that's the great thing about that Boosie's son being 12 years old. He's young. I have faith that he's going to be resilient and be able to deal with this, you know, hopefully in a healthy way at some point in his life. But that child got time. So this girl, she's going to be all right. But she just serves as a reminder for me to continue doing the work that I'm doing every day. And to be really intentional about looking, not just for the kids that are, you know, asking for help with their mouth or with their behavior, but she's the reason why I'm looking at the kids now that people don't pay attention to. Those are the ones that I'm paying the most attention to these days. I'm just like, that child is very withdrawn. They're not connected to anybody, friends, teacher, nobody. Those are the kids that I'm really paying a lot closer attention to, and it's because of her. This is a girl I pass in the hall every day. I say hey to her because I knew that when we got her last year, we got her because she was in foster care. Her mom was working to get her back. And she finally got it back. I was so excited for her. And then a year later to find out, okay, now we're back with mom. And she's, going to protect us. She's going to do right. But now you letting your boyfriend do things to her. And then you tell the child to her face you don't believe her. And then you skip town on top of that. And this girl was so, I ain't going to say unfazed. But clear, I could tell she had been dealing with this for some time. Ain't no telling how long she had been dealing with it, but I knew she had been dealing with it for some time. The only reason she was even willing to talk about it is because he had started doing the same thing to her little sister. And she ain't the first child. I've actually had a kid tell me that to my face one time. They was a bit experiencing this, and the only reason they said something is because they was going away for the summer, and they was afraid that the person who was doing it to them was going to do it to their younger siblings. So, I know kids are dealing with this all the time because they tell me, and I'm working with them every day as a counselor. So to know that another black man is out here paying somebody to do that to his child is sickening. It's disgusting, actually. But like I said, I'm done talking about this because I'm getting pissed off all over again. Shame on you, Lil Boosie. Shame on you. I hope they throw your butt in jail again. And this time they leave you there. I really do. And you know what? The people on the inside of jail, there is kind of an unwritten hierarchy, code of ethics, even amongst criminals. Because not everyone's a criminal, a bad person. They're not. But what I do know is people who are thrown in jail for child molestation, abuse, beating on women, putting their hands on women, or and kids especially. Oh, baby. I'm gonna let them folks on the inside take care of that. I'm gonna leave it alone. And if they don't, higher power, Yeah, that's it. I'm gonna leave it alone. But yeah, for those of y'all who are watching this and you've experienced some form of abuse, or neglect, I'm sorry. I really am. I'm sorry. And I'm hoping something in this video gives you the courage to speak out and get help. Tell somebody. And if you tell somebody and they don't listen, tell somebody else. Keep telling somebody until somebody listens. Until you're safe. Yeah. That was some heavy stuff, y'all. But if you haven't already hit the subscribe button, again, what's wrong with you? You don't watch this far. Clearly, you like what's on the screen right now. Go ahead and hit subscribe and quit playing with me. Hit that bell so you can get notifications every time I upload a new video. Love y'all so much. Thank y'all for tuning in, supporting me. Hit like, dislike, whatever. Leave a little comment. Connect with me. I'm trying to connect with y'all. Bye.